All right, I'm just gonna make sure everybody can hear me. I don't expect too many people to be in here, but I guess this is something I could just start. And for the most part, I guess I'll be talking to myself. And hell, it'll make a good video once it's uploaded. But if anybody come through live, that's great. If not, then it is what it is. All right. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. And get these stats up here. We'll talk about what's going on in the off season. This is give a little bit of my thoughts on everything that transpired. Did Sean McVay blow it? Did Belichick just call up a good game? What about Tom Brady and Jared Goff? The defense? Anything that's relevant to the Super Bowl? I'm here for it, because I pretty much think it was a good Super Bowl. I think that from my standpoint, I think everything went well as far as the game itself. A lot of people wanted to see a lot of high-flying stuff. A lot of people wanted to see a bunch of touchdowns, high-flying offense, all this other great things that's going on. And that's in today's NFL. Because you see somebody like a Patrick Mahomes or what Drew Brees did in the beginning of the season. Hell, even my quarterback, Matt Ryan, you saw some quarterbacks who were just slinging the ball all over the place and putting up some phenomenal numbers. But this Super Bowl was not that. It was not that at all. You really had you basically just had a situation where it was a defensive struggle, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And you don't see football like that anymore. And for the most part, it was good to see. You look at some of these numbers. Tom Brady was not sensational. Jared Goff definitely was not sensational. It just didn't look good on either side when it comes to offense. There were a few plays in the Super Bowl that basically defined what happened, what took place, why the score ended up the way it was. It was that play to Gronkowski. Brady just threw a dime to where Gronkowski was. It was a great play between two receivers, and then put them down at the one. That was one play that defined the entire Super Bowl. Another one was Jared Goff basically throwing a terrible pass to Brandon Cooks. When Stephon Gilmore just got in the way and intercepted that ball. It was inexcusable, in my opinion, for him to throw that ball the way he did. There were times where he just could have thrown the ball away. There was times that he could have made better decisions. But I'm just a guy that's watching the game, so I'm not in his shoes, so I don't see what he see. But based on what I see on TV, it's very clear to see what's going on when it comes to what transpired. But he basically just he blew that game. I don't think it was on any of the coaches. Both coaches, they put up a phenomenal game plan on both sides of the ball. And even with the way the defense was playing, there were opportunities to be had to where Jared Goff and Tom Brady could have succeeded, on a bigger level than what they put up. Especially Jared Goff. Y'all don't realize Jared Goff had way more opportunities than Tom Brady. And even though Tom Brady did throw the ball to Julian Edelman plenty of times, I think Julian Edelman was the MVP. He had 10 catches for 141. That really was not the difference maker when it came to this game, believe it or not. Julian Edelman did all of that, what they did on the field, and basically they end up only having, 3 points. The big move was when Gronkowski caught that ball on down the sideline or threw off the post or whatever. that's where everything just went, just was the balance to where the momentum shifted. So basically that's what you have in this Super Bowl. Jared Goff, like I said, he had plenty of opportunities. Jared Goff basically had Brandon Cooks open in the end zone. He was looking to his left the first time, and he threw it late, and he was wide open. So that's on Jared Goff. Another one that he threw to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks had the ball in his hand, and Stephon Gilmore did hold a little bit. He held his arm a little bit, but the ref couldn't see it because the ref was on the opposite side. He was on the sideline where the hold, or the opposite where the hold took place. So it kind of impeded Brandon Cooks from catching the ball, but that one was not necessarily on Jared Goff. But that interception, that's absolutely, he should not have thrown that ball. There was also a play where they did throw to Brandon Cooks on the left side, and you had a guy wide open. I think it was like a 2nd and 22, and the guy was like wide open in the middle of the field. So, I mean, Jared Goff had plenty of opportunities to actually take over this game. I mean, just easily. I mean, he left, 7 points in the end zone, possibly 7 points 2 times, 14 points in the end zone. And at least it could have had a play where they could have been in the end zone. So with that being said, I know it was a few people I know on Twitter was basically they were basically putting things out there to where Sean McVay was the one that actually blew this game. But no, this was clearly on Jared Goff. I agree. This was a good defensive game, but there was just too many offensive mistakes. Yeah, I agree. Just like somebody in the chat right now saying, Pooh is saying it right now. It was too many offensive mistakes. And yeah, the Patriots made some mistakes too. But the thing was that Goff just had his mistakes just outweighed Brady's completely. To be honest with you, Brady didn't make any mistakes in this game. Brady had a situation where the interception that was thrown, you can blame that on Brady because Brady threw that ball really late. And Chris Hogan basically didn't have a chance at that ball. It could have been intercepted instead of tipped up, then intercepted. If that defensive back was more of a ball hawk, he could have took that back the other way, honestly. But that's just, I'm not going to fault the defensive guy for that. I mean, I'm just Monday morning, basically Sunday night quarterbacking here on that one. But great defensive play nonetheless. But at the end of the day, what you have here is Goff. I solely put this game on Jared Goff because Jared Goff was the one that basically blew this game. Once again, I mean, what Pooh was saying right here, when Goff missed Cooks on the first interception, it told me he was caving under pressure. I don't think that Goff was caving under any pressure. I think he was able to handle being in the Super Bowl. Goff was fine playing in the Super Bowl. Goff's problem was he just showed that he's not a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. Goff is a below average quarterback, and it showed. He put up numbers when he had Cooper Kupp playing with them at the time, and he had a handful of weapons. But I mean, just when you just look at the situation, Goff right now is a below average quarterback. The spotlight did not take him out of this game. I refuse to believe that because based on the way he played against the Saints in a ruckus crowd in New Orleans, and now you have to where he played in the Super Bowl. I don't think he played bad because of that. I think he played poorly just because he's not a good quarterback right now. No, I don't. Once again, like I said again, I don't think Sean McVay necessarily called a bad game. There were times where Sean McVay drew up plays to put Goff in position to be successful. I mean, he threw passes to Cooks when it was late. He threw a bad interception. He had somebody over the middle wide open on a 2nd and 22. That's not McVay's fault. I don't care what nobody say. You know, yeah, you can call it. I mean, it's easier to say that it's his fault because of now the game is over and the opportunities was there to, you know, implement the run even more or keep pounding the rock. It's a close game. You can still run the ball. Even though you're only getting 2-3 yards to carry, you know, that's keeping Tom Brady off the field. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could look at it like that. But there's not one play that Sean McVay called that you can look back and say, well, what the hell was that? No, you look at the play that's being ran, and you're like, Goff, what the hell are you doing? So I can't say that this is on McVay. Yeah, you're going to throw a percentage of the blame to him, but it's not like he's the reason. You can make a case where it's easily say it's 15%, maybe 20% McVay's fault. But most of this is going on. Most of this is really just straight up going on Jared Goff easily. And there's no way around that. I mean, that's just the way I'm going to that's the way I look at it. I mean, I know other people it's easy to blame the coach. You know, he's an offensive genius. I mean, I get it. And I get it. Right now is not a good time to call Sean McVay an offensive genius. It's just not a good time to call him that. You know, I mean, they lost the game. They only put up 3 points. One of the most high-scoring offenses, like when they played against the Chiefs and they put up those 54 points. And, you know, other times when they put up all these points, they put up 35 against the Saints, and then they turn around and play. The offense played pretty well in the NFC Championship game. So it's like, yeah, you're looking at it from that standpoint. It's like, okay, these Rams are high-powered. They should be running up the score on the Patriots. But like I said, at the end of the day, I just think that a little bit goes to Belichick. I give that because he drew up a great defensive scheme. But even with that, you had where Jared Goff just missed some plays. And he just missed some plays. You know, yeah, I mean, like you said, Pooh, yeah, both offenses are, you know, they just weren't that good. They really weren't. I mean, when you look at the stats, I mean, Tom Brady, 21 for 35, 262 with 1 interception. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Tom Brady, when he played my Falcons in the Super Bowl after they were down 28-3, the fourth quarter, he put up 246 in the fourth quarter in overtime. He put up 246 in fourth quarter in overtime alone. So this game he puts up 262. No, that's not Tom Brady-like numbers. I mean, let's be honest. It's not good. It's not good numbers by Tom Brady standards. Hell, that's not good for your top 15 quarterback standards in today's football. You know, even with Julian Edelman 10 for 141, yes, he did what he had to do to make some plays, but it wasn't an impact on the scoreboard. Like I said, the impact on the scoreboard was that one play to Rob Gronkowski, put him down on the 1-yard line. That's what did it. That's absolutely what did it. You know? And that's basically what it is. You know, I mean, you had some people like, once again, I mean, he's the only person that's in this live stream actually talking in the chat. And I mean, basically, Pooh, he said it on the First and Frame Race podcast. He said it to where Aaron Donald and Sue, you're not going to hear from them all night. Now, with that being said, you're somewhat right, because there were times where, you know, especially in the second half, you didn't really hear from them much. Now, in the first half, you know, I think they caused Tom Brady to fumble. They got him down on the ground. They hit him a few times. They got a sack. I mean, they did okay in the first half. But once you put out that second half adjustment, you didn't hear nothing from them. I mean, it was nothing from them. You know what I mean? You're right. But like I said, it's just, my thing was, when I said on the podcast earlier this week, I said it was going to be a big man's game. And Rob Gronkowski was the one that was the difference maker with that one play. It was a big man's game. He got over the top on that one play and was able to hold on to the ball I mean, no matter what Julian Edelman did, he did everything to get MVP. He put up the numbers. And yeah, they moved the ball at times, but once again, that didn't do anything to the scoreboard significantly enough to say that he was definitely the reason why they, got to where they were, because it was a defensive struggle the entire time. I mean, kudos to the Rams overall, especially the defense. I just put it like this: the entire team, for the most part, played. But I'm going to give Jared Goff most of the blame. He did some horrendous things. Sometimes he held on to the ball when he was supposed to, throw the ball away. When he did throw it away, he was lucky that he didn't get an intentional grounding one time. I mean, it was just a bad. It was bad on Jared Goff's part to actually, perform the way he did. I mean, he was 19 to 38, 229, and that one interception was just abysmal. It was just a terrible throw. I just cannot. I can't put this on Sean McVay at all. I think both teams overall played their heart out. I think they played very well. And with that being said, it was just unfortunate that the Rams quarterback just could not come through when he came through. I mean, you're talking about basically 14 points on the board that was lost because of not looking through your progressions, not seeing people that are open, or just making bad throws. So that's basically what we're talking about right now. With the offseason coming up, I'm actually intrigued to see what's going to transpire with the AAF. Absolutely brilliant move by the AAF, the partnership with the NFL, and they're actually going to put people in place to actually be drafted based on their performance in that league. I'm just going to put this out there. That league is not going to fail. We thought that they're going to be in a situation where they're trying to compete with the NFL, but the move that they made, that league's not going to. It's going to be a very good streamlined effect for people who have not been in the NFL trying to make it in the NFL, or ones that have been in the NFL and went back into the AAF to show off their talents. So I think they did a great job with that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing that in the combine, and with the combine in that league, I'm actually gonna have my eyes glued to it. If you don't know, that league is gonna start February 9th, which is a week from today. They're gonna be on the NFL Network, also gonna be on CBS. I'm actually really intrigued with that. I think it was a brilliant move. It's basically going to be the D League of the NFL. And to be honest, it's a long time coming, because there's a lot of guys who just need that extra time, that extra practice, or them extra reps, or that extra feel of the game to actually make it in the NFL. Because I can tell it's very hard to get there and stay there. So some people could just fall back and run a 1 or 2 seasons in the AAF, do their little 10 games, have a championship. And, on top of that, while they're doing that, they can possibly get redrafted in the NFL, or even go through the free agency signing. I think it's brilliant. I mean, if you want to say anything that the NFL did right, the NFL did right by working with these guys to make this happen. And they have a lot of NFL influence in that league, a lot of great prominent coaches that are willing to coach and try to uplift some people, uplift some players to be better. So I'm here for that all the way. I don't know. I can't really speak too much more on the offseason, because I don't know who's definitely going to be there to who's actually going to shine throughout the combine, or I saw a few games with the Senior Bowl, and there's a couple of players like Jarrett Stidham for Auburn. He wowed a lot of people at the Senior Bowl. Deebo Samuels from the University of South Carolina. I personally don't have any I ain't gonna say I don't have any faith in him, but I think it's gonna be somewhat of a reach. I just don't have faith in South Carolina players. That's just me, but I'm biased when it comes to that. But he shined at the Senior Bowl as well, so I'm actually interested in see how that goes. A lot of players from the University of Georgia, a lot of players from the University of Alabama came through, and they're going into the NFL draft. So a lot of talent from those two schools alone, let alone everybody else who's coming out the draft, coming out into the draft. It's going to be very interesting. I don't have anything else to add to that. I just think that it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be one of the best off seasons, to date, because we're going to have more football. And I hope people will go through and I hope people come through and actually watch that. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm here for it. I'm always good for more football. I'll never turn down, football. Yeah, I agree. Poole was saying I think it's gonna be a good offseason, absolutely. But let's one more time. Back to the Super Bowl. Anything else that sticks out to me? I think the running game was abysmal on both sides. Even though that the Patriots did get it going at the end of the mid or the end of the fourth quarter, that was basically because the Rams was just the Rams was out of it at that point. They just got tired. They knew what happened once Goff threw that interception. Sony Michel and the other running back just started running roughshod on him. I mean, that's just that's low key garbage time, I mean, I think Sony Michel had 18 carries for 94 yards. I mean, I could make a case where probably about 40, maybe 50 of those yards were just garbage time yards. They don't mean nothing. They don't mean a thing. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love to talk about football. I could talk about football all day. That's one of the main things that I like to talk about, especially when it comes to first and frame rates. Me, Bills, and DJ, we basically talk about sports and sports gaming. We do regular gaming. We talk about regular gaming as well. But football is my passion. I've been following football like forever. Oh God, I think I remember my first ever football catch was I was outside playing with my friends. I was like 5 years old, and I caught a long pass down the sideline of some little, the side of my house where we had this big yard or whatever, and that's when I knew. I mean, I knew that's something I was going to enjoy. I was just going to enjoy just catching the football, and from there on, that's what my love for football went. So with the Super Bowl at a close, it's good to know that there's not going to be just a dry spell, but also with the Super Bowl as well, some of the things with the linebackers, they played very well on both sides. Linebackers played very well for both sides. I think that the Rams could have did better with holding Julian Edelman, because some of them would just back off and let Julian Edelman go across the middle right in front of them at times. Look, I think like 8 of his 10 catches were like right in front of the linebackers. It's like the linebackers are like scared. They're not going to get beat deep, so they'll just give him the 5 yards and he'll break a tackle, and all of a sudden the 5-yard catch turns into like 15 or something like that. I don't think that was smart. At least they could have had one, one person get on him, or even though you had one person covering him, another person could have, bracketed him or something. But they just did a very poor job of trying to do anything to contain him. But the Patriots linebacker corps did a phenomenal job. The Rams tight end was nowhere to be found. I don't even think he caught a pass because the linebackers did so good on on Everett. I mean, they did a really good job. So one thing I will say, Jared Goff did not look for him because he knew that he was covered. But once again, overall, Jared Goff had opportunities and blew them. To me, it all goes back to that. Jared Goff had chances and blew on at least 3 occasions that would have blew this game wide open. Because Tom Brady, yeah, we could talk about Tom Brady. He has 6 rings and all this stuff. Like I said, once again, early in this live stream, Tom Brady did not have a good game. And he was pedestrian at best. That play to Rob Gronkowski basically told the tale of this game. Easily. It told the tale of this game. And it's nothing to take away from Tom Brady and his accomplishment of winning this game. But when you look at this game, the defensive battle on both sides showed that neither quarterback was prominent enough to wield this game into a victory. You know, they just wasn't. Like I said, I mean, Jared Goff had more opportunities than Tom Brady, and he did not do anything to capitalize on that. He did nothing. Absolutely nothing he did nothing. I mean, he had a few good throws, a couple of good catches that was made. He threaded the needle a couple times. He did pretty good. But when you look at when it mattered, he had Brandon Cooks wide open in the end zone. He threw a bad play. He threw a bad interception that would have gave them the lead. And he had somebody wide open on 2nd and 22. Wide open. He threw to Brandon Cook on the left, but if you go back and look, he had a guy wide open in the middle of the field. Nobody was near. And that's why I said I cannot blame Sean McVay. I will not blame Sean McVay for this. I mean, you can't even blame Tom Brady for the shortcomings of the Patriots. Everything falls on Jared Goff. He blew this game. Period. I don't know where else to put it. You know, it was a good Super Bowl. It was fun to watch in my eyes. I love a defensive struggle. No, both offenses weren't doing great, but that's what happens when you have defenses that come to play. When you have a good defense, the offense is going to struggle. When you have good offenses, guess what? That defense struggles. It goes both ways. I mean, you can see time and time again, Tom Brady went down against the Chiefs in that fourth quarter. That was great offense. How was that defense? That wasn't a good defense on that play. That wasn't a good defense in that series. The defensive coordinator got fired from the Chiefs after that game. Because, like I said, great offenses or even good offenses show off. They show off a bad defense. They show up a bad defense. Vice versa, a good defense will show off a bad offense. The Rams have a lot to look forward to at the end of the day still. Jared Goff, he's still young. Sean McVay, he's young. I think he's going to be around. I think them two are going to be around for a long time. Jared Goff needs to step his game up. I understand we all in life in general, but we all go through growing pains. I'm pretty sure this is one that Jared Goff could, he can learn from it. Maybe he can. But like I said earlier, the stage is not too big for him. The stage is not the reason why he played bad. The stage is not the reason why, he threw those bad passes. It's not the reason why he sat there and took a sack a few times when he could have let go of the ball. The stage is not too big for him. He's just a below average to maybe average quarterback. Maybe he could step his game up and look down the field and look a little better, get his progressions a little bit better. And that right there will give him the status to elevate him as with the other good quarterbacks in this league. That's basically what happened with this Super Bowl. It ain't because the defenses, it ain't because of the offenses was staggering. It was because the defenses actually played a pretty good game. And even the fact that they played a good game, the Patriots gave a lot of opportunities to Jared Goff. A lot. And when I say a lot in a football game, more than 2 is a lot. Because no defense is perfect. You're going to give up something. But you, like I said, you had Brandon Cooks wide open in the end zone. You did not give Brandon Cooks a chance to really have a fighting chance to get that ball that Stephon Gilmore intercepted. And speaking of defensive backs, Stephon Gilmore plays for the University of South. He played at the University of South Carolina, and I dogged him a lot because I don't care for that school. But he played pretty good today. You know who else who played good? Damn, Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters played very good. And I actually have to give him a lot of credit. I have to give him a lot of credit. You know, I mean, he did a pretty good job of getting things together to where making sure that the offense don't do anything against him. Because every time the ball came his way, he did a pretty good job breaking up passes. He did a pretty good job just, you know, covering his receiver so Tom Brady didn't even look his way. You know, so kudos to Marcus Peters. Kudos to Stephon Gilmore. I give credit where credit is due, no matter if the school that they went to. I don't care for the school. I give it up. He did a pretty good job. He broke up a few passes. That interception that he broke up was absolutely excellent. You know, I mean that first one. I mean, the interception he made was absolutely excellent. Even though that Jared Goff underthrew that, he did what he had to do to adjust, and he made the interception. Now that first one that Jared Goff threw, yeah, he held him a little bit. He held him a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was like the ref didn't see it. It is what it is. Let's see. Got a few things on my phone. People hitting me up. Okay. But nah, it's just it turned out to be a pretty good game. I walked away from this game, you know, satisfied with the Super Bowl. It kind of put the commentators, it kind of put a lot of people on notice to say, like, you know what? There's another side of football that people don't talk about anymore, and it's the defense. Defense played very well in this game. Everybody wants to see the over-the-shoulder throw. Everybody wants to see the big run. People want to see the one-handed catches and the quarterback that throws for 467. But the fact that you had the other side of football on display, it just goes to show people that there are people. I mean, there are other sides of football that actually matter. You know, I mean, it's just not an offense. I mean, if that's the case, you know, why even play defense? And come to and thinking about that first play, or that play where it was like a screen or something, and they called unnecessary roughness on a terrible play, and they said that they had to give the guy a chance to be a runner before you can hit him. So we're basically just letting people catch the ball first, and then we can tackle them. No, we are. Look, even at my time of playing football, you were taught to separate the receiver from the ball if they attempt to catch it. That's a part of tackling 101. You are taught to dislodge the ball from the receiver if he tries to catch the ball. Now, is there a way to do it, right or wrong? Yes, there's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. I'm not saying go up here and try to take a guy's head off or clothesline him or do anything or go for the kill shot with the helmet. None of that. But what the player did, he wrapped him up. Yeah, it was kind of high, but he wrapped him up around the shoulders and he took him down. But they called that was a terrible call. Did it? No, was it like a monumental play that swung the outcome of the game? No, because even after that play, we still had some great football. definitely, even after that play, the Rams had plenty of opportunities to win this game. Plenty. And you know, it's unfortunate that the Rams fans had to go through this, but I mean, that's football, man. That's what it is. I mean, that's just like with the Saints fans. I tell them, that's football, man. You know, yeah, you might, you know, feel bad about the non-call of the pass interference. I get it. It's a terrible call. But at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, it's football. Human error is going to happen. You know, do I think it should happen? No, I don't think it should happen. But it does happen. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But going back to the Super Bowl, I don't think it swayed anything. I don't think it swayed anything. And I think at the end of the day, we still got a really good football game. And I think at the end of the day, I think a lot of people who are real football heads, you know, they got their money's worth, and they pretty much left satisfied if you're an X's and O's guy. I think it turned out to be a pretty decent football game. I think on the back end of that, I'm not sure if the NFL likes it or not. The NFL may still want to lean towards the entertainment side, to where the NFL just wants more scoring and less hits. They want the game to be safer. Like I said, with that penalty call of that player in the beginning of the game, it was terrible, but I think they just want the game to be safer. So with that being said, it's going to continue to go that route. It's going to continue to go that route. Like I said, it's all good. It's nothing to, you know, it's nothing that you can change about that. It's a business. The business side of it is going to continue to lean that way, to where it's going to be, we want more scoring. We want safer games. We don't want anybody to get hurt, you know. And you know, speaking of getting hurt, that's more of the situation on Jared Goff. Patrick Chung got hurt. That means that's one less experienced guy out there, and you still couldn't get it done. You know, I mean, it is just terrible, man. I mean, like I said, this goes on Jared Goff at the end of the day. I mean, anybody could debate about that to this day. It doesn't matter. Sean McVay did not do anything wrong by calling bad plays, even though the running game could have been, you know, he could have ran the ball a little bit more. But no, Jared Goff was put in positions to do great things. I mean, but he just did not throw the ball correctly. I mean, that's just what it is. He didn't read his progressions correctly. It is what it is. I just think at the end of the day that he will learn from this. I think he will. Maybe he'll become a better passer. Maybe he'll be able to see the field a little bit better. Because I don't know what it is, but for some reason, he took a step back because he was not doing what he's doing when he was playing the other games throughout the playoffs, throughout the regular season. This was a different type of Jared Goff I saw. You know, so. I don't know. It's just I'm just sitting there just thinking about it. It was a good Super Bowl at the end of the day. I don't have any anything else to add to it. Just wanted to get this off my chest. I think I'm gonna do more of these. Just with me just talking and just pretty much just putting it out there, you know, how I feel. You know, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. If you like this, you know what to do. Thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. You can all this gonna be up so you guys can check it out if you want to hear my thoughts about everything and what happened with the Super Bowl. And I think I'm gonna do more of this. Just just coming up here to the computer and just going live and just talking. Appreciate everybody who did come by and listen. Like I said, in the beginning, I didn't expect too many people to come through. This was like off the cuff. As soon as I walked in the house from being at family member's house watching the Super Bowl, I said, "Hey, why not?" And I think this was okay. I enjoyed it. So hope you guys enjoyed. If y'all like what y'all like, you can go ahead and hit any of those buttons to follow me, subscribe, or whatever. If not, it's cool either way. And I guess I'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care. Peace.